In this video, I wanted to break down the three main reasons why you see your competitors doing a lot more in a lot less period of time. The reason why they're gaining market dominance, you're finding it hard to grow at all. So if you don't know, my name is Cormac Donlan. I'm the founder and owner of Domfluent. We're a revenue growth marketing company where we've partnered with, over the last 2.5 years, 40 plus online businesses to help them grow their revenue via Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, and email marketing. I myself am the owner of a brand, and I'm a partner of 2 brands where I have an active stake in those. So in this video, I wanted to break down the exact reason and the exact feedback we're getting from spending 200 to 250,000 euros per month across all of our client accounts, and relay that feedback to you as to why we see certain businesses grow a lot quicker than others. So without further ado, I want to jump straight into it, give you the 3 clear reasons and the 3 main factors that we see why those businesses are able to gain that dominance a lot quicker, have a lot more market resonance, and ultimately keep their customers for a longer period of time. So the 3 main reasons that we see this happening are, number 1, their USP, their product market fit. They know exactly what their product does, they know exactly who it's targeted towards, and they're able to do that in a very, very effective manner. So the example that I like to use is one that's used by Alex Hormozi. It's, if you have a level 1 product in a level 10 opportunity, you're going to succeed just by virtue of being the only player in the market. If you have a level 10 product in a level 1 opportunity market, you're going to find it very, very difficult to sell the product. Even though the product may be the best thing, it's just like going into women's fashion or cheap women's fashion at the moment. If you're trying to break into that industry, you're competing with the likes of Boohoo, ASOS, all of these companies straight off the bat. So in terms of the opportunity that market presents, unless your USP is exceptionally good, you're going to find it very, very difficult to gain dominance in that market. So your USP, your product market fit, and identifying blue ocean opportunities where, there isn't as much saturation. There's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of demand for the product, and maybe you can preempt that with your market research. But these are the 3 factors, and this is the first main one that we've seen businesses, can help them dominate and grow quite quickly. We've worked with brands from everything from, specifically making gloves to silk pajamas to very, very finite products and very, very particular products. And those are the ones that we find we're able to grow a lot quicker because there's less competition, because there is greater demand for your product by virtue of less competition being there. So that's the first reason, and that's the first way that we see them grow. So really, really understand your customer, understand what they need, and maybe your current company is finding it difficult to gain product market fit or understand it. So actively go and ask your customers, use your email list, use your ads, and get feedback from them, because what may take a month, 2 months to figure out what your customers actually want is going to provide you with the foundations for the next 1, 2, 3 years of your business. So it may seem it's short-term loss for long-term gain in all reality. So that's the first one. The second one is around messaging and the platform. So where you communicate with your customer and how you communicate with them. So the platform itself is very, very important. And as we've seen over the last 6 to 12 months, the landscape of online marketing is changing. We're seeing a lot more brands use TikTok, and we're having great success on that platform. The way in which you do that, the messaging then becomes extremely important, because on TikTok, obviously it's a creative driven platform. Just like on Google, it depends on your backlinks, your SEO, and what Google takes into account to rank you as a good store and pair with the ad spend that you're spending. So the platform that you're reaching out to your customers on is extremely important, and the way you reach out to them is also very, very important to the overall process. How you hook them in, how you get people interested in reading more about your brand, and ultimately clicking through to the website and carrying out important actions. So you need to look at your brand and see, how do I best convey the story of this brand in an online sense? If your brand is through copy, through video, through short form video, long form video, through different means, you then need to assess what's the best means of me getting my message, getting my point across, getting people excited about reading more about my brand, and on what platform does that take place. If it's long form video, is it YouTube ads? If it's short term video, is it TikTok ads? So really assessing where your brand stands in terms of the messaging that you're looking to put out and the platform that you're looking to do that through. So that's the second point. The third one is community and retention. And probably the biggest thing we're seeing with brands that are growing quite quickly in 2022. The people who are able to create a sense of belonging, the people who are able to create a sense of purpose when you're buying, completing the transaction, using the product, talking about the product. Why do people wear and buy Gucci, Louis Vuitton? Because they're status symbols. Because when you're walking down the street, people deem you to be of a certain standard, a certain position in society based on what you've purchased. And although we're looking to replicate that on a much smaller scale with the businesses we're working with, what we do still want to do is create that sense of community, that sense of belonging, so that when they purchase, when they, get their product, that there's an excitement. They're naturally reaching for their phone, for their laptop to go and, publish and talk about your brand, talk about your product, talk about your experience. So that sense of community then brings other people in, because there's nothing more authentic than someone picking up their phone, then picking up their laptop, then writing to the brand, whatever it is, and using the power of their voice to go and convert others, because that's done through third party. You know that they haven't been paid or anything, and that speaks volumes about your brand. So the ones that we're seeing accelerate this process and move the quickest towards their desired position from their current position are brands that are using these three things. Brands that are using all three at once are growing exponentially. The ones that are managed to, the USP and the way that they're lined out here from top to bottom is probably the chronological route that you're going to take. You want to find your USP and your product market fit, then your messaging and your platform, then your community and your retention. So have a look and look from these from top to bottom. And these really are the reasons why we're seeing some of the brands we're working with go from 15k a month to 60k a month within 6 months, because they've nailed these three aspects of their business. So when you're looking at your business from a top-down perspective, look at this. When you're looking at why your competitors are growing quicker, do they understand their market better? Are they using platforms and ways to communicate with their customer that we're not using or that we're under leveraging currently? Do they have a sense of community? Do they have, post-purchase email sequences where they're really inviting people to come back, give them reviews, or get involved in some sort of, giveaways, promotions, private communities, all of these kind of things? Are they using win-back series in their emails and their SMS marketing and their socials to bring back people and show their appreciation for past customers? These are all things that you need to think about when you're looking at, your marketing strategy, but your business as a whole. How are we valuing our customers? How are we creating a sense of belonging for them in our business, so that it's not a transactional element? You're building a community and building a relationship, so that when you go to have your next sale, when you go to launch your next product, people don't care about the price, people don't care about when it will arrive, people don't care about all these things. They are bought into your brand and they're happy to do so for a particular reason. On a macro scale, you look at the likes of Tesla, Rolex. People don't mind waiting for 2 years, for 3 years for a particular product, for a particular order, because they're bought into their brand, because they believe in what you're selling. And ultimately that's done through, messaging over time, branding over time, people word of mouth, that, authenticity that we spoke about, and also the messaging that they use. So those three things are what we're seeing and how we're seeing businesses that we're working with currently among the 40 plus businesses that we've worked with grow really quickly. And when you have those three things in place, it's just a matter of how can we scale, how can we make sure the back end in terms of fulfillment, customer service and customer experience is all handled well and is scalable as well. How can we put systems in place so that the business owner doesn't become overrun after their business, doubles in size. So I hope you take these three things into account. What I have done and what I have released in our private community is a further breakdown of these things, how you can establish product market fit and identify a unique selling point, how you can improve your messaging and what platforms are working the best at the moment, along with insights into email, Facebook and TikTok ads. And thirdly, how we're bringing back customers, how we're creating a community around brands that we're working with, and how we're making those market leaders in the niche markets that they're working with. And you might think that, a glove maker doesn't have the potential to go very far. We're looking at businesses in niche markets who are doing, 2, 3, 4, 5 million a year just by dominating a niche. So you might see a limited market, but ultimately if you're one of the big players in the market, there is millions to be made. So hope you got use out of this video. If you're interested in joining our free community, please check the link in the description. And please drop the video a like if you found this useful. So hope you're all having an amazing week.